What is up, movie lovers? Welcome back to the film Frontline. I am so ready to spill the tea on the latest action flick that's got everyone talking. Grab your snacks and settle in, because today we are breaking down into Protector, the brand new revenge thriller starring the absolute queen of kicking butt, Milla Jovovich. Is it a total slay, or does it completely miss the mark? Let's get into it. All right, let's break down the plot. Mila plays Nikki Halstead, a total badass special forces soldier who spent way too much time overseas serving her country. When her husband passes away, she heads home to permanently raise her 16-year-old daughter, Chloe. Naturally, there's some major teen angst and resentment because mom was never around. Chloe sneaks out on her 16th birthday, hits up a local bar, gets left alone by her terrible friends, and boom! One spiked drink later, she's abducted by a human trafficking ring called the Syndicate. Yep, Nikki has to go full Liam Neeson and Taken to get her daughter back. The setup is a classic revenge thriller trope, but it's what the movie does next that has us scratching our heads. First off, let's talk about the absolute highlight, Milla Jovovich. She is 50 years old and still proving she is top-tier action royalty. The physical commitment is giving major Resident Evil nostalgia. You fully buy her taking down rooms of goons. There's this one scene where she casually pops in a mouthguard before ramming her car into a convoy, and honestly, iconic behavior. She even drops cold, hard lines while stitching up her own wounds, muttering, "Pain is temporary, infections are not." Absolute girl boss energy. But here's where things get messy, and we have to talk about the cons. The structure of this movie is totally wild. A huge part of the fun in a revenge flick is watching our hero go from point A to point B, stacking up bodies and looking fierce doing it. But Protector just skips the best parts. Like, Nikki supposedly burns down a syndicate-controlled brothel called Club 30 and takes out a six-man SWAT team, but we don't even get to see it. It happens entirely off-screen. We just get tiny flashes and heavy exposition. Why would you cut the biggest set pieces out of an action movie? It feels like they were running low on the budget and just decided to skip the good stuff. And don't even get me started on the villains. We're dealing with guys named the Butcher and the Chairman, literally the most generic copy-paste bad guys you could imagine. Matthew Modine makes a quick appearance as Nikki's former commander, but honestly, he's totally wasted here. Plus, there's this completely baffling subplot where the local police decide to ignore a massive trafficking ring just to hunt down Nikki. Make it make sense. The dialogue is also a major letdown. The movie tries so hard to be dark and gritty, but it just ends up feeling ugly. The bad guys constantly refer to the victims as livestock and hurl derogatory insults at Nikki over and over. A little edge is fine to establish the villains, but doing it on repeat just feels exhausting. Revenge movies are supposed to be fun. We want to cheer for our heroine getting payback, not feel drained by a toxic script. And then, right when the credits are about to roll, the movie tries to pull a massive plot twist. It suddenly tries to pivot Nikki from a standard action hero to a psychologically flawed superhero, giving us major M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable vibes. But because the first 85 minutes were so generic, the twist feels totally unearned and out of place. Now, it is time for the film Frontline opinion. Here's my completely unfiltered take. I was really rooting for this one because I will watch Milla Jovovich do her thing any day of the week. She brought her A game and she carried the entire weight of this film on her shoulders. But honestly, the movie failed her. A female-led Taken sounds like an absolute blast, but the baffling off-screen action, the repetitive and ugly dialogue, and a twist that comes way too late drag the whole thing down. If you're a die-hard Milla fan, you might enjoy watching her pop that mouthguard in, but as a full cinematic experience, it's a skip for me. It forgot the number one rule of a revenge thriller. It actually has to be satisfying to watch. But hey, that's just my take. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think a wild plot twist at the very end can save a movie? Or does the whole film need to hold up from start to finish? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you loved this deep dive, don't forget to smash that like button and definitely hit subscribe to join the Film Frontline family so you never miss out on the latest movie tea. Stay fierce, and I'll catch you in the next video.